Just be the session. Okay. You can see everything. Let me know if you have any issues with like lag or anything like that. There shouldn't be.
No, it looks fine.
Okay. All right. All right. So when you're range versus range like this, pull the first minion a little bit. Okay. So they changed this, but there's a couple things that you can do while the wave is coming up. If you're range versus range and you want it to shove harder, then stand in front of the first minion and just try to block it a little bit and like move its path. But on the first
Yeah,
one,
okay.
if you want to freeze the wave and you want the enemy minions to focus the first one and not the second, then just try to block out the path of this one here and make it go around. Or if that doesn't work out, it's like iffy because sometimes it does work and other times the change does happen where it doesn't touch you. If it's not touching you, then you can either pull their wave or right now that's not a big deal. You just want to know like the mentality of do I want to push or freeze level 1 when you're like playing
And
a range
how do
matchup.
you know when you should do that? Like,
So when you're ranged versus ranged against Ari, and you know that your like red card can outshove, and then on top of that, like you can actually hit these casters if she positions like this with the red card and push the wave and hit her at the same time. Whereas if she wants to Q, since it's a skill shot, if you stand to the side of the wave, then she has to choose either to hit the skill shot on the wave or on you. Does that make sense?
okay.
So
Yeah.
you can red card and shove, and it's more certain because it's an auto attack instead of the Q to hit if she's standing around her minions at all. And since it's mid, your range is like here, so she has to really be.
And she also has a hard time last hitting on the
Casters are like
turret.
that. Exactly, she has a hard time last hitting under turret. You have really big impact level 1s through 3 STF with your jungler too. And then that way, you have the pressure, you have damage down on her. You don't want Ari to get level 2 before you, unless you really know that you're going to get like level 2 gank cheese or something like that, and you just want to sit under tower when you're ranged versus ranged. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to want to shove for sure. Put red cards on the wave right away. Like, you see this, how she's standing on these casters? That's exactly what I was talking about. You want to stand to the side, make her choose one or the other, and then just red card the minions. It'll hit her as well. Or even with how she's posturing, you might be able to red card herself, depending for the extra auto damage on it as well. So,
All right.
actually, no, there's no extra auto damage on it. The card becomes the entirety of the damage. So either way, if you red card the casters or her, that's the right move to go for there. And just make sure that you're not standing on the minions at any point. Like this input is bad, an input here is bad, input here is bad. Really, you want to be standing around here and just using the
So,
range
so
on
I
them.
want to be standing right out of the range of the caster minion, so I don't take
Not just
aggro.
the casters, the whole wave. So that
Okay.
not only you don't take like aggro from minions, like her minions. I'm talking about your minions. Like you don't want to be in your
Yeah.
minion wave because you don't want her to be able to queue the wave and you. Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
like when you are out here, she has to make a decision between getting this or harassing. So that's one or the other. But on top of that, if you're standing in the wave, even if you dodge it, she has an insurance policy in that like she queued the wave, so she's still shoving. She's still getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Does that
She
make
she
sense?
only has one decision to make.
Yep. Okay, so this is the next big thing. So levels 1 through 2, you're seeing that there's a lot more you could be doing different. This stuff here, if you fix these habits, these might be the first ones you want to focus on since they are like literally the very beginning of the game. It'll help you
Yeah.
climb like way faster because you'll be able to just get either cheese kills or like a really big advantage in lane just because people don't know what they're doing. Here,
Okay.
you're not really going to get a kill because you're a cleansed TF and you just want to get like a CS lead and impact the map more than her. But when you know that her minion is going to die first, you can straight up be like right here. Because
Yeah.
you're going to get this level 2. There should be a yellow card, Q, and then another auto coming out at her like right now pretty much. So yeah, you don't have to concede this space. You conceded it and told her that she's okay to farm when she really wasn't, and you could have punished her.
Yeah. I play really scared with the TF, and I shouldn't.
Well,
Like one of
it's
the.
better than okay. So with playing TF, when someone first tries learning them, like a lot of people will want to play super passive because he is like squishy, doesn't have an escape, and like really easy to get ganked mid if they have setup like Ari. But at the same time, you want to be doing the right things. Like
Yeah.
you want to be playing safe enough to where you're not dying, you're not feeding, but you want to be thinking constantly like, what is it about this wave or this matchup or this trade that I can take that's going to give me an advantage at the same time. And yeah, just take the advantages that you can for sure get.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to be standing on the side here. Here, when she gets 2, you don't want to be. That's when it gets a little different, okay? Because you can use these minions to duck the charm, and she's not going to throw a charm at a minion. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, the lane starts to play out a little differently. Like, you don't want to be standing... Exactly. See? You don't want to be standing right there when she gets her E. So what happened was, with your, like, shove, which should have been even harder and even more defined as, like, a level 2 spike, you should have been able to chunk her there, get control of the lane, and then level 2, when she has her charm, this wave, you can pretty much hide behind it for the E. Like, let's say you stand here, right? If she Qs, she's going to get, like, 2 casters. Okay, big deal. And she's not really even in
Yeah.
range to hit you. Or even if you're, like, next to them and back out. But if you stand here, then she can actually Q the wave and counter shove and, like, kind of split it. And make it so that she doesn't really have to see us under tower. So she actually isn't going to want to trade with you if you're up here and shoving. Although this already is kind of a weird scenario that you've put yourself in since you didn't utilize the advantage that you had levels 1 and 2. But that's okay, because this is your first time getting coaching, first time like finding out about the matchup, range versus
Yeah.
range, and all that. So that's what we're here to fix. All right, blue card that. You should, yeah. I would say definitely blue card that, and then what you can do, so you have 2 options. Either go here, ward, and stay in lane. You'll have enough to do so. If you see the jungler, then you can help your jungler with him. Or, because especially this is going to hold and then shove back to you, if you go to this and you see nothing to do here, like this is completely uninteresting, you just sit in the bush and you base. Because you're going to have like a gold advantage on her, and this is going to shove back to you anyway.
Yeah.
But, so actually, there is a right and wrong decision here. I shouldn't tell you one or the other, because if you had actually done the stuff early and chunked her out, you would stay. But right now, it's actually a better decision to back. When the cannon minion immediately hit wave, so that you can be back here while missing minimal CS from this. Does that make
So
sense?
that ward was useless because I should have backed and save it for the next time I came back to lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But if you had done the right stuff, then you would want to put that ward down and abuse her in lane really hard, because like you have the HP advantage now, and your mana's still high. Yeah, so...
And also I also don't do the right thing by controlling the wave more with my autos.
Yeah.
I feel like I use too much of my skills on the wave instead of on the enemy champion.
Alright, well here, right now, you know that Kayn is going to gank top, so you're going to want to kind of play safe anyway. It's okay to let her shove, but just ping missing as soon as she leaves if she does. I would say thin it, yeah, for sure. So you're right about that assumption. You should be thinning the wave as it's coming into you. But it's not that big a deal to let it completely shove because Kayn isn't active. So just slightly thin it
All right.
and wait to see what Kayn does for his like 3-minute gank. Really weird of him to stop by Scuttle. But, well. Alright. Auto her. You should move your camera. So when you know you're about to get a setup gank, like it should be around here. I'll show you. He's coming here. Your camera should be seeing like this. It should be, the corner of it should be right here on you pretty much. Makes sense? Like you should have
Yeah.
a little bit of space right here so that if you need to move back at all for anything, like if you ever need to input, you can. But it should be like, your camera and your screen should be looking right here, and then it'll see all this that's above it that you're not seeing right now. And then
Alright.
be able to, yeah, play the gank out as you should. Keep pushing up, nice. I like that you move inputted between your auto and spell inputs. That's good. Okay. Blue card. Shove it. Nice. Okay. You can go one more, because Jarvan's top. This is good. Alright, so lane started out rough, but you got a gank that worked out really well. She flashed, and now you have a full wave shoved in. She's not going to miss too much on the wave itself, but now you have really good tempo. So you already have a lot of damage on your team, and what do you call it? Sustain helps you in this matchup. Yes. Yes, very nice. Okay. Perfect. You did that right. I was gonna say Catalyst boots, but you have the magic
Yeah,
boots,
the
so that's
rune.
fine. Yeah, yeah. That's really good. But depending on the game, like even this one potentially, because level 6 spikes are so important for your team, some games are going to want to be careful about taking those boots because you're going to want to Lucidities on first buy. Some games.
All right.
But Sorks are buffed now, and you get like 50 gold cheaper Sorks when you get the magical one. So depending on the game, that can really change. But yeah, that's something we'll talk about more as time goes on. Like, lane is already a lot for you to think about, and then the way this game plays out, and the way you're... Like, as soon as you hit 6, the game completely changes as well, obviously. And then the way you have to play the lane changes. So this is fine, because she obviously has the shove, like we expected. Kane's coming from that side. So, when you see Apto, and a lot of players like him, they mind game sometimes. Like, High Korean Challenger, when he sees his Kane right here, he won't always stand there. Like, he might even stand here and act as if he has the support on this side. So that Ari's like, okay, I'm just going to mirror and stand here. Or even, like, feel safe on this side. If her jungler's on this side, right? Like, so if he goes here, she'll think, oh, yeah, I'm safe on this side. And then Kane pulls up on her. And then you just walk up to her with a blue card and kill her. But that's not what you're worried about right now. The first is the fundamentals. And so when you know you're safe on this side and you don't have wards on this side, don't stand here and don't bait her for it. Take the safe. Yeah, wait for Kane and set him
I feel
up.
like players in this elo won't look for that.
Exactly.
Because,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, this elo is not going to look for that. They're not going to try to read your movements. So just do the safer and the better thing right away. Nice.
But do I always want to position on the side that my jungler is then?
No, not always. If you have vision on any side, it's okay to position that way. If you see the enemy, like, depending on how you're... Because the ranges play, like... Alright, so this is a good time to also have a talk about the, like, how to ask questions as well. So, when you ask something, you have to realize League and a lot of competition in general is very situational, right? So your ranges, your matchup, like the jungle matchup, everything changes whether or not you would want to stay to that side or you do, you know what I mean? So it's not always going to be like, oh yeah, I always want to stand on the side of my jungler. It completely depends. Like, if your range allows you to set up the gank better standing up on that side, then yes. Otherwise, if you're better off posturing, so let's say like the wave is sitting here, you see the enemy jungler top, and then like you know that you have no threat on getting attacked by him at any time soon, you can position towards here. And then, like, you know your jungler is coming from there, the Kayn is, and then start pushing her in to the jungler based on the range. But that's not in this matchup. In this matchup, the way it was the right thing to do. Just sit here, because you didn't see the Jarvan, you didn't have vision on this side. And, yeah, just work as much as you can with that. And the fact that she just ulted is really big. You should be, like, hard shoving this wave and then looking to literally walk to a lane right afterwards. Because she's not going to be able to counter her. They're just going to lose. Like, the one thing she has, the big thing that she has on you in terms of, like, team fighting is the fact that her ult is a combat one and does damage and gives her mobility, whereas yours is just going to put you where you want to be. But
the problem is that I don't know where the jungler is, so what if I get counter?
No, that's fine, because if you had shoved that wave and based and got counter ganked, you would have had enough items to still, like, you would have had the extra blasting wand and been able to potentially 100 to 0 someone. It would have been way safer because you wouldn't have been forcing this when you don't know that the jungler's there.
Okay.
I'm glad that you started insta-mute as soon as everybody talked. That's good. But yeah, you don't have to worry about the counter gank when you're regularly going to be stronger than the jungler because you're a mid laner. And, like, you're going to have more XP. He just hit the 6 off of the kills there, off the assists there. So he actually didn't have 6 before that. So even if he had hit it, too, on like, what do you call it, a cast or a camp bot, then when you go to bot lane with the ult after you shove this, your bot lane will also be 6 or close to it. So then it matters less that you're getting counter ganked overall. And, yeah, you're going to be stronger. You'd have the blasting wand. Full HP and mana, and your bot lane would be ready for it more. So
was it the right decision to port there, or?
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, the better decision was to shove, base, and then port through the lane. Like, walk straight to either here or up there, port, and kill him. Because the thing is, too, if you walk up here and, like, you know that Jarvan was just bot side, he's either going to, like, farm this, because he didn't see Alawi's up there. So he'd farm this and then base, or, like, make a really extended play onto Alawi, and then you would actually see him and just not port if he was trying to make the extended play and Kench had full HP. But if he didn't, and look how low she is, and it seems like Kench based. If you had walked here and you just poured up to top, then it's a free kill pretty much, because Kench can only protect his teammates, not himself. And if you put, like, one thing about tanks in top lane is if you have a different damage source, like if they're stacking MR against their matchup, and you have a different damage source, it's really easy to cripple them in the early game.
That's true. I just go default by ganking bot a lot since the Argent meta.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I've not been ganking top a lot recently.
Got you. Yeah, that's fine. The fact that you're not used to it is okay because it is like that in the meta right now. But I would say get used to it as soon as you can because top can snowball really hard. Like a top laner getting big can also just come bot with you and eliminate the entire bot lane as well. Like bot lane has a really hard time dealing with top laners usually. Obviously not this game. Your bot lane did need help, but it was the right thing to do to base first before you went down there. If you helped them, so yeah, either lane would have worked because they're both struggling to gank, and you gank well for them. It just wasn't the right timing because it was better for you to get your items, and it was kind of a bait for them, but not really. Like they played it pretty dumb.
So if both lanes are losing, should I just try and get some items from mid and then try and make some plays after that?
Well, if both lanes are losing,
I feel like
if both lanes are
losing
it. Yeah. So sorry for cutting you off, by the way. But if at any point you actually want to ask something, you could just tell me.
Yeah, sure.
And I will. So yeah, if like when both lanes are losing, you're kind of on a timer, right? Like, cause all right, the lanes are gonna drop their towers. The Kayn isn't, like, as hard as Kayn is working, he's not going to be able to salvage them. So you're going to end up getting collapsed on mid if their towers fall. So you're on a timer. You can't necessarily just sit mid and farm, but yes, you do want to still be getting all the gold that you can garnish from mid. You should stay looking at this as you're moving. You could have looked at the range of it, unless you knew it. Oh, okay, you knew it. Never mind. You had already casted it and you knew where you were going. Let me make sure that the timing was good. She's gonna die for sure. Oh, wait. Did he not smite her? Okay. Oh, shit. That's really bad.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, they were really ready to counter. Okay. So, I would say go for the Thresh there, just because I would have assumed... Does this guy... If you tab and this guy has his smite up, and it's red smite, I'm going to be kind of tilted. Okay, he has blue smite, not sure why, and it's not up. Either way, so I would have gone for Thresh just because it's the easy kill and doesn't force you to dive and be away from your team, because that's the theoretically correct thing, okay? So I'm telling you the correct thing to do in the scenario, but there was nothing that was going to give you a good outcome from that. Like your bot lane, your bot lane is just so fucked at this point. The Vayne was 3-0, they shouldn't have even tried to make a play. Like, Kayn should have been there, not to gank, but to deny the tower getting taken. So the fact that they forced that is, something you can't do as much about. What? Just pull yellow. No!
Yeah, this was very bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I was too greedy.
I'm gonna teach you something that's very, helpful for your input. So here, when you pull, and this is very important on Twisted Fate. If anyone is about to go invis and you're kiting them, you need to A-click away from them, right? Not now, but as soon as this is up, when you know that you're about to... So what you do is insta-W, don't ever come back to her, okay? Don't ever move your mouse back here, because you walked right back into her. So keep walking this way. W, when you see the yellow card come up, instantly click W and then A-click on this same area. You'll turn and stun her, and then you instantly right-click again to keep walking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I also used my W, so it was on cooldown.
When you shoved. Yeah. If you're gonna shove and you don't know what's behind the wave itself, don't stand right up on the wave. Stand behind it so that you can retreat if you need to.
Yeah, and I was also greedy with my flash, so...
Well, it's okay, I guess, not to burn flash there just because you know you fucked up. If she has flash 2 and trades it, then you're not going to be able to stun card, and she already has enough peel. So it was
Yeah.
fine for you to save it there, but just know that, like, yeah, if you're gonna shove the wave and you don't know what's around you, stand a little further away from the minion wave before you shove it, for if you need to retreat. Um,
Yeah.
okay. You don't have a pink cord this game, right? Or you did? Did you place it?
Yeah. Yeah. I placed the first. This is the second one, I think.
Okay. Okay. No, stand back and then just Q. Oh man.
There's another mess up that I did here also.
Mhm. Do you
I
know
knew
what's
it
wrong
was
about it, or do
wrong.
you want me to go over it?
No, no. Right here, I saw the thresh, but I was playing too far up.
Yeah, like it's when you see the thresh like that there, it's not even worth risking having him pull the gank off. Like you want to just queue the wave to get the CS if you need to.
Yeah. And I also got too cocky trying to defend the tower.
Hmm. Okay.
How's my boots? Like, is it the right call?
Yeah, it is. It's just like it usually wouldn't be, you know what I mean? But when Vayne and Jarvan are this fed, you want to make sure you can't get like 100 to 0 as soon as you port.
Yeah.
Stopwatch is really nice too, because you can tank like initial set of cooldowns, and when you know their next set of cooldowns is coming up, if they try to go in for the kill on you afterwards, then you stopwatch and your team should be able to win the fight. If
Yeah.
they're even somewhat even, so.
I really like it. It's awesome.
Hmm.
You can do some cool baits with it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like the lethality champs or OP and assassins are doing really well right now. So stopwatch is a nice way to just be like, all right, you're not gonna get the first kill to snowball right away before I get some items. So it's
Yeah.
nice. And plus, as TF, there's several uses. Like there's always the Messiah TF one where you can fake porting and then Zonia so you don't actually end up porting. There's the like port behind them, use your cooldowns, and then Zonias so that you don't get hit, or stopwatch so that you don't get hit by their abilities. So it's definitely a great item to have on TF because you can use it more. You're pulling a lot of red cards when you should be pulling blue for the like, especially if it's one minion that you're trying to kill. Use the blue card for your mana sustain.
Yeah.
Also, if you do that properly, mana flow band is going to be excessive, and you can just get ultimate hat, which is really good on TF, like really, really, really good.
All right.
So yeah, practice blue carding the single minions when you need to, so that you can take ultimate hat and have more impact on the map. All right. Have you used a click ever or no? Probably not, right?
I do use it,
On
but
like Ori
I'm
and
not
stuff.
that good at it.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
still trying to practice.
I got you. Yeah, on TF it's very important. Oriana sometimes. But there's a lot of mids where I could see why you wouldn't necessarily be practiced on it. Okay. I would just queue casters. Don't get in her range. Like imagine if Thresh or Jarvan are right here, like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Um,
have no vision.
I would say just clear the wave to save the tower. She's playing really dumb, I guess, because she doesn't have friends, or because she just wanted to R out. Okay, but yeah, it could have been very easily that like there was someone hit like waiting for you in that fog of war. So even though you did get an ult out of it and you didn't die, it was still the incorrect move.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I realized that also.
Okay, good
But
stuff.
sometimes it's like I know it's wrong, but I do it anyway. That's one
Hmm.
of the bad habits.
Yeah. And this game, like, it's obviously going to be a little tilty because both of your lanes are losing. But every single time you have a game like that and you feel like, okay, you're going to slip an autopilot or you just don't care anymore because you don't feel like you have an impact, realize that if you play well every game, like if you fix the stuff, let's say that was wrong here, and you just played like perfectly that whole game, every single game, well, either your team would be even or ahead now, potentially, if you had a ton of impact on the lane early, or even if it didn't matter, and you were still 4-13 and losing, at least it'd be way better for the next game and for your habit forming that you're playing
Yeah,
properly. Does that make sense?
yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Cool, cool.
Like I was 2-0 before, and I could have even been 5-0 because if I played the lane better, you know.
Mhm.
And I could have also probably helped my team a lot better instead of dying 2 times.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, like when you have really strong level 1, level 2, and you get the shove in, like a free shove like that, and you even had a cannon at her tower at like level 3, 4, you can really impact the map a lot. Like Scout, when he first left Korea and went to China as an import, he would go tier 2 boots really early on TF since he could outshove most matchups in the meta. And literally level 4, if like he caught the enemy top laner slipping, like if he noticed that they weren't paying attention as much, and didn't realize that they could get ganked, because a lot of the different top laners would like they'd see the enemy jungler, right, or they'd see or not Apto but Scout's jungler, and then they would start playing aggressive against his top laner, not realizing that his TF is missing and it's not basing. He's coming with like tier 1. He'd start out with tier 1 boots in the beginning of the game and then get the tier 2s on like his first back, and then level 4 or 5 he's like up top lane with a blue card, and then it snowballs from there. And he doesn't miss any minions whatsoever because he already like prepped the wave to go in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's the kind
yeah.
of stuff that you can do with a champ that has hard CC and a little bit of damage that early. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
that's
do
that's
that
the end game.
sometimes, but I do lose minions because I don't control the wave
I got you.
properly.
I wouldn't have even ulted there. Like what your camera usage needs to be a little more like away from your lane sometimes, especially when you're playing a global champ. When you see him getting into trouble, you should just instantly scroll to him and see should I port or not, and then you would have known like
So
okay
the
no.
F1, F keys, or
Oh, you can F key too. Yeah, of course. If you're already used to that, go for it. I didn't want to
yeah.
teach you too much micro stuff because
No,
especially for
I've
someone under
already
like Master
started using
Challenger.
it, but I'm not proficient at it yet.
Okay, yeah, you
I'm
can F
still
key.
getting.
You can definitely F key to your lanes and to your jungler if you see they're in trouble. See if you need to go. If you don't, then hold it. And there were a couple times even like in the solo lanes, or I mean in the side lanes, like top and bot, where you could have checked to see, you know what I mean, like what's the situation there. And
Yeah,
every like when you watch Apto, he's checking lanes, right? Like especially when he plays TF or something that could potentially roam, he's always going to be checking the side lanes for how the wave is forming. Because when you see how the
yeah.
wave is forming, you'll know how the lane is going to be set up before it even gets set up that way, which is when you want to set up the play. You don't want to set up the
And you
play
can
as it
also
happens.
predict the jungler ganks that way also.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Get your lich. I
I
would
also need to improve.
Sell Doran's for pink for sure here, by the way. Um,
Yeah,
you also need to improve what again?
my last hitting on TF, it's
Yeah.
not good.
hmm Once you get this AP, you're clearing the waves properly for the most part. But yeah, early game, there were a couple missed minions. Um, so if you feel like the missing minions is a serious problem, I didn't comment on it as much because honestly, the other stuff working on it first is what I want you to do. Like the CSing is not bad for your elo. Like being near
Yeah,
180 at 22 when you lost your first tower that's not bad for plat. Okay, so if you focus on the fundamentals, otherwise like the level 1 and 2, and just be like, okay, I need to CS as well in the middle and focus on it, then that's a really good thing. And then on top of that, if you're like my CSing mechanics just straight up are not good, like I just wanna get better at that, you can just do the CS drills. In
yeah.
the yeah, and practice tool makes that really easy too.
That was like I thought I was out of range, and then I
Wait, you
just
ulted? Yeah, I didn't see that.
yeah, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
ended
There's
up
the.
porting anyway. So yeah, that was
I didn't even
really
see you
bad.
click the R there before you snap back. I thought you were literally still standing here because we were
Yeah,
talking. Okay, yeah,
another one of those bronze moments.
it's okay. At least you know. Um, oof. Yeah. That's what they say sometimes when there's not much else to say. You know what I mean? Oof.
Yeah, true.
I'm just messing with you. No, it's good. It's good
Yeah,
that you know your faults and that you're ready to say like, yeah, um, a lot of even though like a lot of people, if they see what's going on with their side lanes, they'd be focused more on it and be like, oh yeah, I couldn't do much. But I'm really glad you realize like, even if some games are uncontrollable, like this one, you still could have done a lot in, and you could have actually been
yeah,
winning early. I think you said you still end
yeah,
up winning later on, right? Which is
yeah,
fucking crazy. Like I can't believe a Vayne got the late game versus Lucian and you guys won. Um,
yeah.
but okay, that's cool.
Is
Um,
it the right decision to push the side lane here?
yeah, your ult's up in 20, and everyone's ready to counter top pressure from their movement right now. So, other than Alawi, because she's doing what she's been doing all game. All right. I don't know either. Oh my God, Kane! It's 4v3. If Alawi TPs, they should have
Yeah,
forced the 4v3 top. Yeah, like that's why I was saying just keep pushing, because they should. So okay, I guess with this elo people still don't understand. I thought with plat people would know how to counter some of your map movements. I haven't played in plat in a while. I just let my account sit in D5. I just get it there and let it sit in the beginning of every season now because I don't have much time to play.
yeah.
But I thought by now plat kids would know like, oh, there's two people bot. Let's pressure the 4v3 or get Nasher or
It de-
something.
it depends. Sometimes they do know, but it's very inconsistent games.
Yeah, so
So
that's the thing. If it's inconsistent, then you want to consistently do the right thing. So the right thing there would be tell them when you're shoving, just be like, yo, if two come here, be ready to force and 4v3 or Nasher, okay? So just type that in
okay.
chat, and you have them all muted. You don't have to listen to their, like, if they bitch or whine or whatever it is, you don't have to
Yeah, they
listen to it.
still see what I write, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do. So you want to write, like, yeah, I'm pushing bot, make sure that you have, like, 4v3 or Nasher ready. Um, so that they can do that, because that was definitely the right move. Nice. Now collapse mid with Alawi right away. Ping her. Ping her to come with you. Why is she staying? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I thought that I couldn't stop them from taking the inhib there,
No,
so
yeah,
I
she
might
should
as
have
well
come
go
with you
for
from
Vayne.
around and then just pinch them with the Sona and Kane. And then either you guys force them to take a long way around and then you get like your camps and then get ready to ward, or you just collapse on them and actually make something happen with a fight with a numbers advantage again. Um, That's one reason that a lot of other coaches will tell players under like Master Tierish or even D1, D2 not to play TF because your team won't be able to respond as much as they need to. But I'm still of the mind that like if you can get your level 1, level 2, level 3 proper, if you can affect the map with TF the right way, like by the end of this week at least a little bit, you know what I mean, from all the stuff that we've talked
Yeah,
about, then TF is still worth keeping in your pool. Because I don't think you're going to have a lot of problems climbing once you just fix some bad habits and stop autopiloting. And
yeah.
if you can get your TF good and then um,
I
like
don't mind it taking a bit longer to climb because I just want to learn the
improve
game, you
first.
know?
Yeah, of course. And this is
Yeah,
a good time to do it with in preseason. So um, that's perfect. If you don't mind how long it takes you to climb, especially, then there's no problem with you playing like TF. And
yeah,
especially if you want to keep your champ pool low at 2 or 3. So,
yeah,
okay. So, this is the same exact scenario again. It's like 25, 20 seconds on your ult, except your mid inhib is taken. So, they need to shove, and then the same setup needs to happen. So, this is another time where you would type in chat and tell them what to do. Sell the Dorans for a pink for sure, or even 2 pinks at this point. Not 2 pinks every buy, but just for this part of the game.
yeah.
Oh my god. Zonya's nice. Ah, you're done. Damn. Okay, so if you had pulled the yellow card there, you would have actually killed her on the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a higher elo, though, I think that people would expect someone to come for that wave, and they would prepare for me to come there. But I think that was just coincidence that Vayne was
Nah,
there.
yeah, she was just coming bot to come bot. I'm pretty sure. Either way, like, what you did was the right thing to do. And even if somebody, like, what you're saying about Hilo, doesn't really apply right now. And if they did send someone, it would be Kench. And the cool thing about you versus Kench is you have an immediate way to cancel his TP, and he doesn't have one to cancel yours instantly. And his is a little shorter range, I believe, at levels 1 and 2 at least. So.
A lot of people are playing Kench top with Titanic now.
Oh, God. With what? The Grasp? I'm sure.
Nah, I don't know which keystone, but
Your Zonya's is back up, right? Or did it just come back up?
no, it was up, but I don't think I had time to do it. I was charmed the whole duration.
Well,
Oh,
here,
was I?
okay, so this is you're in an in between here, and this is something about decision making. I tell my students when they show a tendency like this. So, have you ever played soccer, like football? Soccer.
Yeah, when I was younger, but
Okay.
not so much
So
nowadays.
in soccer or football, when a striker and a goalie are 1-on-1, okay, the goalie has two options, right? And that's either sit in the box so that he takes up part of the box and like cuts off a certain percentage of the goal itself for the striker, and then he'll leap whenever the striker actually tries to take the shot. Okay?
Yeah.
The second option is to hard rush him, like goalie versus striker, like hard rush. Can't go in the middle, because if he goes in the middle, he doesn't take up as much of like the potential space when he could be spread out in the goal and like dive, because his dive can actually have the shot go around him now. So those are his two options: is either stay in the box or go all in. If he does something right in the middle, then he's pretty much caught with his pants down. Does that make sense? And the striker will like always
sure.
score. So this is kind of what happened here. You wanted to red card the wave to hold it, like and to shove it back out and make sure that they weren't going to be able to siege it, but your positioning didn't show that. Like it was something in the middle. Your positioning showed as if you were going to walk up either here or directly to her. Like this right here would be okay if you're planning on faking a red and then going yellow and getting her. But if you want to just shove the wave and leave it out, you want to walk this way. Just hit the wave while you're walking, keep going, and make sure that you can't get charmed. But if you're
I
gonna
also
walk
could have cleansed, but I didn't expect it to do too much damage.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even focus on the cleanse, the Zonias, none of that matters. The initial wrong decision that you want to make up for and like improve on is definitely, yeah, like don't do something in the middle. If you want to commit to clearing the wave and just be like, all right, I'm gonna hold it, and I don't want them to, like, I'm gonna thin it out and not let them siege. Then you're gonna want to posture that way as well, like posture really safely so that you don't get charmed.
Yeah.
All right. I would say, yeah, this is another camera thing. You should be looking here for sure, even if you're like autoing minions or walking towards. Make sure that you're doing something. Oh shit. Kite. You want to just walk straight away from him. Yeah. Once you use your abilities like that, just walk straight away either this way or down to Kane. See, so it somehow ended up working out without you even having been like you hadn't even looked there to come in on time to your team, and the inhib was even coming up. So the minions weren't going to be able to do as much. So imagine if you had like come there on time, ready to go. You might have even like changed the fight around so much that you could have gotten Asher, potentially.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, here I did the mistake of not buying anything after selling the Dorans.
Ah, dang.
So would you say that I should buy a pink or a large rod there? Like, even though I'm going void?
Well, I need to see, hold on. I need to see their tab. There's no preview. Okay. I don't know. Whenever you tab next, we'll see. It completely depends on their MR. At this point, though, probably void for sure. Yeah, they have 2.5 tanks, technically. You would definitely go void. Even just the base MR of it does more damage, and you finish it cheaper. Okay. I don't know if you know what you did there, but it was good. Because you, for some reason, they were so scared of you. Because I think what happened was, so Ari and Jarvan made the same mistake you did. They didn't look here. They didn't look at the numbers and say, okay, this guy's just 1v2 against us, we can kill him. So you pushed them out, but at the same time, you were in a spot where, like, you were pretty safe. Because if they force on you 2v1, it's still worth because your team is winning 4v3 in mid, or at least they were. It was even 4v2, actually, because Vayne was top. And then if you use like Zhonya's flash to get out, then it's totally worth it. So yeah, that was good of you to stop them. Like the thing is, either you go into the fight and you affect it in a way by either killing Vayne or one of the tanks that they're having a lot of problems with, like to keep going as long as like attacking the tank doesn't become a threat in terms of like getting killed otherwise. And Vayne wasn't there at the time, so like you don't need to go on a priority target, and it's 4v3. So like you could trust that a 4v3 they're sure to win pretty much because they have been when they actually go to them, or 4v2. Sorry again. So yeah, that like when you know, okay, I'm gonna be able to push off 2 for just my 1, especially when you're behind. That's perfect. Like you pushed off a 13 and 3 Ari as a 4 and 8 TF. So that's something to note for like when you're behind. That's yeah, like use your kit in a way where you're gonna be able to like at least stall them or open up a bit like opportunities for your team. Alright, this is good. Sona should not be following you. I would say, since Lucian is shoving this out, and if you want to learn about shot calling a little bit to be able to set up the waves like this and set up the proper thing for your team, so when Lucian's shoving this out and you know the wave is starting here, it's going to end up shoving towards them pretty much the whole way. Unless you look at it and it's like completely skewed where there's like a shit ton of minions here and then it's going to end up standing here and then pushing back that way, depending. So here you want Lucian to shove this wave and you would say 0, 4, 1. You'd have them 4 go here and then you would go down here. But you guys would have to have vision as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully there'd be like a pink down here from one of the times that you came down here and place one, and then Sona could just walk and put vision around it depending. But on top
But
of
I rarely see people prepping the wave in this elo, so
even if no, I'm telling you, even if he shoves it and doesn't prep it, like he's just gonna shove it and leave anyway, right? So like
yeah.
even when he's gonna shove it and not prep it, it's gonna like slow shove towards the enemy like it's doing right now. You see that? So that's why
Okay.
you want a 0, 4, 1. That was a nice stun, by the way. Do you know how to count cards or no?
No.
I would teach you how, but there's already a full video on it. I think LS did it on some TF video. I forgot which one. But it pretty much tells you, it gives you a higher chance. And I've actually, when I've played TF and tried it, it's pretty much giving me yellow card every time. It gives you a higher
Okay.
chance of like when you instantly W, like having the yellow card right away on the second rotation. You know what I mean? Depending on the
Yeah.
CDR that you have. So look that up. Look up counting cards, Twisted Fate, like League of Legends or something. And there's, I'm pretty sure, at least 2 or 3 videos. If you don't find them, then I'll teach you how manually.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah, that's a really big TF mechanic. Because double yellow card, obviously, super OP. Oh! Yeah, that's a fadeaway, dude. We gotta watch that again. That was very satisfying. I felt like I was watching Kobe. Look at this. From the 3-point line. Oh, he shoots. He scores. Nice. Alright. So, shove mid now with the team. Now that you don't have ult and that capability, make sure that this inhib just gets shoved out. Put a pink in the... Actually, that doesn't matter. I guess even if Kench wasn't able to TP, he would just ult in if he really wanted to backdoor. If I just want to make sure you guys don't leave this naked and then like you push out a little too far. Kench comes in with a Hydra and is just unkillable
Yeah.
and ends it. Okay, he's top. So this is gonna slow shove anyway. And the thinking you have to have here is the gold that I get from this gonna be worth enough? Oh shoot, sorry. Okay, is it gonna be worth enough, like for me to stay here instead of being with my team? And the answer is no, actually here, because you're showing you don't have ult, and like this is completely exposed, so they could just try to 5v4, now 5v3 since Kane is gone too. As much as I know that Rabadon's looks tasty, it's not worth it because this, you know, this is gonna end up slow shoving anyway, right?
Yeah.
So.
So it would have been better just to like let it slow shove and then make a play when someone goes to get the wave.
Well, no, slow shove. Don't. Or oh, you mean like when someone goes here, make a play with your team mid? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Nice. Did you hold on? I want to see how far away they were before they disappeared from fog, because I think maybe you could have TP'd as soon as you got back. Maybe. Nah, never mind. Okay. Yeah, she's out. But if you had seen her here, and if you had seen that she ulted at all, you know, like if your camera was here while you were basing, and you saw that she ulted, you would have actually been able to go on her for sure and kill her. Thrush just McKills her. So he has no McKills. You want to, like, look at the cooldown of that. It'll even tell you if he has any item CDR. And he doesn't, from what it looks like. Right? Or did he have Inspiration? I don't think he did. I thought he had... It looked like Resolve, right? Yeah, Resolve and then Domination. Yeah, so he doesn't even have the extra item CDR. So you just scroll over the McHale's. I think it's 2 minutes. They changed it within the last, like, however many patches. It was, like, towards the end of last season, I think. But, yeah, so I think it's 2 minutes. But look over the McHale's, and you want to know exactly when it comes back up, because that's a really important cooldown for you as TF or any champion that's looking to hard CC.
I didn't even know he had Mikhail's. Then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was checking, and then I saw it.
That's why tab is very important as well. But the thing is, actually here, even though you didn't know it, wasting your, or not wasting, but using your ult for his McKills is worth it because your ult is way lower cooldown.
Okay.
And if I'm mistaken about the cooldown, and for some reason it's like 60 to 90 seconds, then I think it's still worth regardless because your ult is on CD, and if you get just those couple seconds to go on the Vayne if she overextends when he doesn't have McHale's, then it changes the entire game. It's good. I swear to God, if she ults, I forgot if she did or not. Does she? Okay, good. So she didn't. She saved it. Don't. Okay, so when you pause here and you see Jarvan, think about EQ, and now think about ult, and now think about Ahri's AoE coming in.
Yeah.
Like,
we're all clumped up.
Yeah, so anytime you're going through one of these crevices in the jungle at any point in time, make sure that you're thinking to yourself, like, is this going to be a bad scenario if I follow my team up on it, or if I just take this path myself?
Should I have just gone around, or?
You should have not even, like, since they already made this wrong decision to clump and go here instead of one of them at least going here for the engage, like, Sona should have been either floating back behind Alawi or, like, come around, kind of. Then what you want to do is just float a little bit, move back. Since you know that Jarvan has had a perfect, like, EQ with an R there, and you guys were clumped, and they look tasty, with you guys, like, you three being there, and, like, you know that they want to come in, you could just back up a little bit so that when Jarvan EQs and ults them, you don't get caught up in it, and you just, like, stun him, you guys kill him, and then move on to the next. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then right after that, if you guys kill Jarvan and you or them are stuck in a Cataclysm, you just ping, like, danger and tell them to get out. And if they see it and get out, then you'll reset on the next cooldowns that come up. Like after you kill the Jarvan, and then either you kill their team if they try to keep fighting you, or you go to Nashor. Oh, Nashor's not up. Never mind. It's coming up soon. Okay. 1 minute. We've paused so much that I thought it would for sure be up by now, but that's good. You're gonna have a lot to work on. Get the elixir. Get AP elixir and reset your... Yeah, you definitely had time there. You know what elixir is, right? The little AP.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
cool.
always use it. And if I see the fight is maybe game changing, like if someone's gonna end
Yeah,
or in late game, then I'll use it.
nice.
But this game they could have ended, but the Vayne chose to attack minions, so
What?
yeah.
Okay. It's like the 5 or 10% of games that you think, oh, I should have surrendered, but it actually ended up leading to a win.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
If they get any of those buffs, you guys lose. Nasher or Elder. Shouldn't tunnel vision on one for sure. You should look at bot here. This is a clump of minions that can be potentially confusing. Because this is a clump of minions that could be either overrepresented from what it looks like on the red side, and like it's actually going to keep shoving for you as blue, or it could be a setup where it's going to hard shove back to you, or even like slow mega shove back to you. So this is really important. If you see a confusing wave like this and you don't know exactly the numbers on both, because minions are clumped up together on the on top of each other in the minimap there, you want to look at the wave
Yeah.
itself. All right, I want to see how you approach this fight real quick. Flash. As soon as you hit the Q, or as soon as you hit the W, and you Q, right after you Q this way, flash back this way, and then get ready to Zonias. Oh my god. Auto. Q. Nice. Okay, they win.
My flash was uncalled for, I think.
Yeah. It was... That wasn't... The flash should have been used beforehand, yeah. Like, even though you didn't end up necessarily needing it within the scenario, the right thing to do there was to avoid one of the autos with the flash, so that even if you guys got the kill on Vayne and she didn't kill you, even if you don't get critted by that tumble auto, like, you have enough HP for sure to fight the rest of the fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you guys win even harder. When you see, like, when you get a pick like that and you see, okay, the momentum of the fight is looking really nice for us, you can feel comfortable and totally fine in using everything that you feel like you need to actually make that fight work out. Yeah. Like, sometimes AD carries in Korea will even heal early within a fight, just to, like, give, like, their secondary cooldown, like, start some extra move speed, like, whoever they want for the secondary engage, and then, like, heal up just a little bit for the next round of cooldowns, depending.
I was more focused on Elder this game because they had like almost all the dragons. But yeah, Baron is also pretty important.
Nah, yeah, you should definitely focus Nash instead. Like, even if they get Elder with the ocean drags that they have, you want to just clear the minions, and they've been too scared to even full 5v5, like, when your Nexus has been open. So, and Nasher being 3 minutes 30 seconds gives you an extra win condition, like, between those two buffs in that. It's way, way, way longer than Elder. So after I upload this, by the way, um, before it'll be either tonight or sometime this weekend by the end of Sunday for sure at the latest. But I'll probably do it today because I think I'll have free bandwidth to do it with. Oh, you bought okay. If you're gonna sell your boots for Leandri's, don't buy the elixir right there because you actually or not Leandri. Yeah, it was Leandri's. No, the Ludens. Sorry, Ludens. Yeah, you shorted yourself of the Ludens money with the elixir, but that's okay. But yeah, so after I post it and get it uploaded, make sure that you take full notes on like everything that we talked about. Take like sub points even if you need to go in depth with it to remind yourself. And
Yep.
every single game you play, make sure you're mega focused. And even if it takes like not 1 week but 2 or 3 to do the next one, like that's totally fine. Your sessions don't run out after a month or whatever just because of the package. It's like 4 sessions flat, like timeless, won't expire. So whenever you feel like you're ready and you've improved on the next ones and you want to do the next session, then yeah, either we could do it next week, we could do it in 5 days, could be in 2 weeks. But yeah, like I was saying, since there is a lot, it might take you a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the things.
But I guess the most important thing to work on now is the laning, pretty much.
Laning is really big and dying for no reason. Like your CS, yes, you did miss a couple during lane phase, but compared to other players in your elo, it's not a problem right now. The problems that you're having, like at the moment, that are hindering you are definitely the laning stuff that we talked about, and then the deaths, and then some of the different things that like I told you about today, like micro-wise, you can be doing better, but those aren't gonna hugely impact your games as much as the other things, although they are very, very useful. And if you really want to become like a super good player later on, then the micro is definitely necessary. Especially in this day and age, man, because holy shit, like, I've been playing League since Season 1, technically. I quit Season 1 for a little bit, didn't play Season 2, and came back early Season 3. And in terms of, like, every single elo, everyone's got better. Like Plat right now is pretty much D3 or D4 of like Season 3, Season 2, MMR. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's because people were bad back then too, and now like people actually get that there's rights and wrongs to the game, and although they're not showing it as much in this game, but yeah, people are better. So like you're actually gonna have to actively focus to improve on everything. It's not just the macro. The micro does matter a lot when you're playing against good players too. So
Sure.
okay, your next yellow card is going for Vayne because she's not respecting you. Yep, nice. Ari instantly. As soon as Vayne dies, it's instantly on Ari next. But other than that, it was a good fight. And they just fucked it up really bad with Kench doing that. That was insane. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I have a lot of things to look at, so I'll do my best and see what. Also, watch the videos on TF and see all the tips and tricks.
Yeah, for sure. So those are really big. And then for your next session, either we could do TF and see like how much you've improved on this stuff, or we could try another champ, depending. But I would say let's do another TF one after you study everything about him for the next session, and then after that we can check out another champ, and then that way you'll also have really good grip on like ranged matchups because you already have practice with it.
Yeah,
so.
we could do like 2 TF, 2 Oriana or something like that.
Yep, works for me, man. All right, sounds good. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Discord. I'll let you know as soon as I get this uploaded done. Okay?
All right. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, for sure, man.
All right.
I'll catch you
Talk
later.
to you